It's a beautiful day here, as you can see, because UFC Qatar has been announced. And Dana White released the main event and the co-main event. The main event's going to be Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan Hooker, and the co-main event of Belal Muhammad versus Ian Gary. Now, this co-main event isn't going to be 5 rounds, which is kind of crazy. Honestly, they've done 5 rounds for way less. What did they do? Most recently, they did 5 rounds for Belal Muhammad versus Gilbert Burns, I'm pretty sure. And fuck that fight. Did we really need 5 rounds for that shit? I'm pretty sure they made it 5 rounds because it was a short notice. And the main event was the only thing carrying it. So they made the co-main event 5 rounds. But I believe I can fucking think of less that they done 5 rounds for. But also, Benoit Saint-Denis versus Beneil Dariush in UFC 322. I believe that's Jack Della Maddalena versus Islam Makhachev. And also, Luke Riley versus with that guy who got his ear ripped off, or who I think he got a robbery on Dana White Contender Series, Bogdan some shit. Luke Riley's making his UFC debut. Finally, he got signed probably fucking 3 months ago. He's finally making his debut. But we're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about the main event first. All right, I'm talking about the main event. Arman Tsarukyan versus Dan Hooker. This is crazy. I mean, it means that Justin Gaethje didn't want the fight, or Patty Pillman. If they offered it to Patty Pillman, who knows? This is gonna be in I think November. It's one of the latest fights that are posted on ESPN. I don't know if you got. That's where I mainly look at the fights. ESPN. It's like the latest fight. I don't know if it's in December. I'm pretty sure it's in December, honestly. But that means that Dan Hooker was the only one who accepted, really, and it might mean Patty Pillman versus Ilia Topuria. Man, I feel like we can get so much more from that fight if we just wait one more fight. If Patty Pillman gets that one win over Justin Gaethje, I think this fight is going to be a blockbuster fight. You know, Patty Pillman versus Ilia. Imagine Patty gets a submission over Justin Gaethje. So now he has wins over Michael Chandler, Justin Gaethje, who fucking else? Jared Gordon, which is kind of a robbery. Who was his last fight? Bobby Green too. You know, that's a good set of wins. That's honestly what he would be on probably like an 8 or 9 fight win streak after that. And man, I think he would deserve the title shot after that. Right now, I don't think he deserves shit, but I think he should fight Justin Gaethje soon, because if they don't have a title fight for Ilia Topuria before Arman Tsarukyan wins this fight, which I think he's gonna win. Which I think he's gonna win. My voice cracked. Then yeah, Arman's gonna get a no fucking doubt, because he's #1 contender right now. He beat Charles in his last fight, and honestly, man, I know inactivity, and I know that he pulled out of the Islam fight. Oh, it's getting kind of hot here. Let me pull these windows down. I don't have AC in here, bro. Fuck. But I know he pulled out last minute, literally one day before the fucking fight happened, and I know he hasn't fought in like 17 months, but why couldn't we just make the fucking Arman versus Ilia fight? Just fuck it. Just do it. Just keep this fucking division moving. We could have had Patty Pillman versus Dan Hooker. We could have had Justin Gaethje versus Dan Hooker, and then Patty Pillman versus Arman. I think Patty has higher chances of winning against Arman than Dan Hooker, honestly. Dan Hooker still has a crazy chance, but Arman's his wrestling is as good as Gamrot's, honestly. But Dan Hooker won the fight against Gamrot, but as we've seen from their fight, the Mateusz Gamrot versus Arman Tsarukyan, that was a grapple fest, and it was actually the only entertaining grappling fights I've ever really watched, honestly. And I can say confidently that Arman Tsarukyan's a better striker than Mateusz Gamrot. So just based on that, I think Arman Tsarukyan's gonna win this fight. But the co-main event, Ian Gary versus Belal Muhammad, I honestly am picking Ian Gary, because I think a lot of people are going to pick Ian Gary, because Belal Muhammad when's the last time he got a fucking finish, man? It's going to be a 3-rounder, and you expect me to believe that he's going to hold him off the cage the whole time. He's going to be able to take Ian Gary down and control him. Who has Belal done that to, really? You can't tell me Leon Edwards. That fight was closer than most people think. So yeah, I don't really see him doing that to Ian Gary. Ian Gary barely got taken down by Shavkat, and I think Shavkat is a way better fighter than Belal, honestly. Belal dodged a bullet with Shavkat. He probably would have got finished. Jack Della Maddalena didn't finish him, but I feel like maybe Shavkat would have, because he has the wrestling, he has the submissions, also deadly in submissions. But yeah, I'm picking Ian Gary just because Ian Gary used to do judo, and he grew up on that. He was mainly a grappler. He came into the sport as a grappler and then developed his striking. So Ian Gary, he really has improved a lot since his first fight. I remember against Jordan Williams. I remember him getting knocked down, or not knocked down, but his fucking nose was busted, and then he got a knockout. I was like, holy shit, this guy's the next Conor apparently. He's from Ireland. But yeah, I'm picking Ian Gary for this. I believe Ian Gary would win. Ian Gary, Arman Tsarukyan, and then Benoit Saint Denis versus Beneil Dariush. Honestly, I see this as the most 50-50 fight. They even look similar. They fight no, they don't really fight similar, but Benoit's just more of a, they're both slow, that's what I'll say. This is the fight of the Gramps, the Unks, OGs. This is the fight for the OGs. I'm gonna pick Benoit Saint Denis, honestly, because it's gonna be a 3-round fight, and I see Benoit being able to keep that pace. You know, that hard pace that he always does for 3 rounds against Benoit. Or not Benoit, fucking Beneil. Fucking Beneil Benoit. These fucking bullshit ass fucking names. I believe Benoit Saint Denis is gonna fuck up Beneil Dariush and maybe even knock him out. That would be great. Benoit Saint Denis back on the come up after losing to Dustin Poirier, and he also lost to fucking Renato Moicano. Damn, it's on here. That's crazy how he lost to Renato Moicano. Because damn, Moicano lost to Beneil. If we do MMA math, you know, Beneil's gonna win, but no, I don't believe that. Benoit's gonna win that one, and Luke Riley's finally getting a fight. UFC Qatar, that's nice. UFC Qatar is gonna be a nice ass card, honestly. This is beautiful. Of course, it's in the Middle East because we only get good cards in the Middle East. UFC Abu Dhabi, the UFC 321. That's gonna be in Abu Dhabi, and we can't really say that's good. That's too much of a stack card. It has fucking Mackenzie Dern versus Verna Gendereau as the fucking co-main event. So can we really say, you know, all this Abu Dhabi cards are stacked or the Middle Eastern cards are stacked? Not really. But yeah, man, these are some great fights. Honestly, I'm very proud of Dana White. Oh, Dana White didn't do shit. Fuck Dana White. I'm not talking about proud. Proud of the UFC for making this shit, because we had David Onama versus Steve Garcia and Gabriel Bonfim versus Randy fucking Brown back to back as main events in the Apex. So they better announce some good shit like this. Keep it coming, UFC. Keep doing this. That's all I gotta say though. Done is spoken.